Hey guys, I'm pleased to present another tutorial on building of the F4 Corsair. I decided to make a rather shorter videos, as many people probably don't feel like watching 45 minutes or even longer videos. Today it's about the weathering, especially the creation of faded surfaces of the airplane, be it due to the extensive use or the environmental influences at sea. First of all, we still have some small jobs to complete. This includes finishing the masking on the wingtips and the cockpit canopy. Masking tape must become your friend. Keep that in mind. Make sure you don't buy a cheap one. I use either Tamiya or Ammo, which are top products that don't take any paint of the model. I speak from experience, just believe me. So don't buy too cheap products. Cover the cockpit with a few stripes of masking tape, trace the contours with a toothpick and make sure that everything fits snugly. Then it is particularly important to work with a new cutter tip to avoid fraying. To paint the cockpit canopy, you should also cover the inside with masking tape, which is a very important step. You can work over a large area here, as a layer of paint will all be used up from the outside and the effect will show through. First paint the inside of the cockpit green, and a second layer, the color of the airplane. Work in thin layers and allow the paint to dry sufficiently. If some paint should run under the edges, leave everything to dry and remove small paint residues with a toothpick. This works wonderful. If you have messed it up too much, simply wash the paint off again with a brush and AK leveling cleaner. To glue the cockpit canopy, I do not use any plastic glue, but an acrylic-based ultra glue from Ammo. This has been specially developed for photo-etched parts and clear parts. It dries transparent and is easy to use. Once we have done all that, we can start with the weathering process. There are certainly several methods here, be it with a brush, a sponge or hairspray. You have to decide for yourself which method you like best. Today I'm using a mixture of sponge and brush. In order not to overdo it, you should think carefully about where the chips can occur, either by feel and taking physical conditions or reference pictures into account. This step can destroy your model in seconds and ruin weeks of work. So again, less is more, take your time. Chipping needs practice and experience. So my recommendation is just to practice this on an old model, or maybe some parts you have painted before. That's the easiest way, just to make sure that everything works properly. For the paint, I recommend acrylic paints. You have to always make sure that they are well diluted. Clean the brush regularly and reapply the brush on the spots where you want to chip. For the sponge method, you need to dab the paint well onto a piece of paper and proceed very carefully. So let us now turn to the use of oil paints. You can use them to create wonderful effects in fading. In this case, to depict strong environmental influences and their use at sea. I use the oil paints from Ammo and or Abteilung 502, but it is important to use an old brush that is not too long. After application, the paint is blended with a brush without white spirit or olive thinner. If there's too much paint, you can remove excess paint with white spirit or olive thinner as well. To display the fading, select individual panels and try to create color differences. Try to emphasize raised areas to make the model more interesting. You can also use the paint residues on the brush to create color nuances, and use a cotton bud to remove any excess paint by lightly dabbing and making irregular movements. To darken areas, you can create contrasts at the transition from the wing to the aircraft fuselage using dark color tones and blend them in with a soft brush. Similarly, depict hydraulic oil and traces of dirt on the wings. So here you can see the result. I think it looks good and is an interesting model. I would be delighted to receive a subscription if you want, and I wish you a lot of pleasure, have fun, and